Hello, my name is Chris Rogers, and I've spent my entire career as a journalist exposing the truth, trying to get people to talk, take notice, debate, and change the world we live in because of the things I expose. So I suppose, really, in a nutshell, I'm an investigative journalist. And at times I've taken a huge amount of risk to my own safety and my team's safety to expose the truth, because we live in a world where journalists are shot dead, tortured, and imprisoned for trying to tell the truth.
I'll be posing as a buyer for a UK brothel.
This girl is for sale for good. Take away.
You are witnessing the purchase of a Romanian sex slave. We're offered Monica, believed to be just 14 years old.
How much you pay for one girl for 6 months? How much you want
For 6 months?
Yeah.
For one girl? 4,000.
4,000. One girl.
This is Wild, and this is Captive, Kopi Luwak.
Civic cats, caged for coffee.
It's just become terrifyingly clear to all of us that we have hit a raw nerve.
Our driver claims he's been threatened by 2 men, one with a gun.
We've only been here half an hour, and it's absolutely unbearable. Imagine being here for a month, like Osama has.
At this prison, teenage boys are locked up with sexual offenders. One giggled as he told us he had a special relationship with the boys. They call him the Miracle Child. A machete was sliced through Alan's head and neck in an attempt to behead him. The men Alan claims kidnapped him for sacrifice live in this village. They were arrested and released without charge. Awali sacrificed a goat to bring luck to the business. A few days later, we were invited back to his shrine to discuss what he says is the most powerful spell, the sacrifice of a child.
If it's a boy, the whole head gets cut off totally. Plus his genitals.
You pay for as long as you want me, she says.
You mainly find child prostitutes on the streets. They tend to look after each other, sisters or cousins, even their mothers watching over them.
There are child transvestite prostitutes too.
Do you think you'll ever stop doing this? Do you ever see yourself not working on the streets?
I asked God to take me out of this life.
I was about to witness a battle of stones against bullets. It was a blatant attempt to injure us, to stop the filming, and then we realised why. Determined to carry on, we captured the use of live ammunition. Despite the obvious dangers, I headed to an Al-Aqsa den to demand answers. Al-Aqsa is so determined to deny its use of children, one of its leaders agreed to come out of hiding to speak to me. They're illegal, in Britain, and desperate to return home. They pay human traffickers thousands of dollars to smuggle them from India to the UK. And when they arrive, this is what they get. This is Tiberius 20 years ago. This is him now. 64 of those children are still in the orphanage.
In the world that we live in today, I don't think I am an icon of change. You are. We all are, to a huge degree. I had an editor-in-chief who I didn't like much, but there was something he said to me that I've never forgotten. He said, it is our role as a journalist to expose the truth. If that leads to change, that is just a glorious side effect. And he's right about that. Liberty means that we as journalists have the right to seek the truth and expose it, no matter how uncomfortable that may be for some people.
Foreign journalists are all but banned from North Korea.
Quite what I'm going to be able to film and how much we're going to see is anyone's guess. So those songs you're singing when you're marching, is that patriotism? That's all about the good of our country and...
Thanks to our good leader.
Constant monitoring by government minders is becoming wearing.
Seems like anyone's a target if you're not one of them. What do you
What went on here, I'd only seen in films about the Second World War.
So we're meeting a trainer of the use of knives. Okay.
What makes them dangerous is not only their extreme right-wing views, but they're clearly ready for violence.
Bloody hell, we're getting out of here.
Suddenly, the Metalist hooligans spotted a new target, a small group of their own supporters. They were Asian.
Are the police going to help you get home safely?
No. Police are not helpful at all.
I was witnessing the creation of mentally ill and physically disabled children.
This is the treatment they receive. You're looking right at it. They sit on the benches all day or just lie here on the rug, some of them with their hands tied behind their backs to protect themselves, but also the other children.
With shocking ease and speed, we meet our first child for sale.
A message for my wife, yeah?
We pretend to film a home video to make a record of our prize finds.
The code words, if you're worried about something, you've got a headache. Headache is red alert, let's leave, let's just go.
Tell me if
You're looking worried.
Yeah, I know. I'm dead scared. You're not going to ring the police, are they?
That works.
This is the worst unit in the whole place.
It seems our investigation caused quite a stir, generating international news headlines and a diplomatic storm. Earlier today, our Foreign Secretary, David Miliband, held a joint press conference with his Turkish counterpart, and our programme dominated the agenda.
There's no public interest in the name of the protecting
There's a lot
children.
of public interest in how
In the
children are
name
looked
of the
after in a
protecting
country that
children.
wants to join the European Union.
Look, you could have protected the interest of children without filming.
Is Turkey protecting the interests of children?
I like to think that the many investigations I've done to expose human rights abuses and child rights abuses have given those victims, those people who have been exploited or exposed to criminality and wrongdoing, a voice. And I hope their voice inspires icons of change. I would like to think that it inspires politicians to make changes, inspires an aid worker to keep working, to keep helping people. It inspires a charity and an organisation like the United Nations to keep going, to keep seeking peace and trust and justice in this world. I would like to think my work as a journalist inspires just some normal everyday person to sit and listen and think and accept the uncomfortable truth and perhaps be inspired to live their lives differently or to do something good to help other people. There's one word missing from the UN's message this year of peace and trust. There's something far more important than peace and trust that we need. Forgiveness. There will never be peace and trust in this world if people don't learn to forgive and to forget, to be the first person to offer that hand and shake the other person's hand and say, I forgive. I often, during bedtime stories, tell my two children, my two sons who are 6 and 7, about some of the adventures Daddy's been on, exposing the truth, investigating criminality and human rights abuses and child rights abuses. And I hope that my stories about my adventures will inspire them to seek peace and trust and forgiveness and change in this world. Thank you for this award. Thank you for inspiring me to keep going, to keep working, to keep taking risks, to keep working hard, to inspire change.